Hey YouTube, Yu-Gi-Oh fans, guys and girls. I'm making this video to show you guys the type of deck that I have. It's been constructed for about a year now, and I've been playing for about 10. I haven't been going to many tournaments though because of college and work. Kind of consumes my time. But, I mean, I play some advanced, but I'm more of a traditional player because that's what I grew up on. So that's why I play fusions, not synchros. But I'm gonna explain each card that I have in my deck in case some of you guys have never seen any of them, and there's some alterations in some of the newer ones that I have of the older ones. And you could still play each one, whether it's the traditional one or the newer one, but I will get into everything. And if you guys have any questions, just feel free to send a comment. So the first card is Machizer. This is a trap card, and whenever your opponent decides to go and destroy one of your monsters, you can flip this card up and you can destroy one monster on your opponent's side of the field. Next is Magic Hole Golem. It's 0 attack and 2000 defense, and the effect of this card is you take one face-up monster on your side of the field and you have his attack points, and that means you cut its attack points in half. And let's say you use a Blue Eyes White Dragon, he will then become 1500 attack, and you can use that to go and attack your opponent directly. By the end of your phase, it goes right back up to 3000. So it's pretty sweet for you, pretty bad for them. Next is Giant Trunade. This is a spell card that returns all spell and trap cards to both players back to their hands. And then we have Magic Drain. This is a counter trap card. If your opponent activates a spell card or magic card and you use that, they have to discard one card, like one magic card or whatever, from their hand. If they can't, then you destroy the card they tried activating. Next is the Blue Eyes White Dragon. It is a 3000 attack, 2500 defense, and 8 stars. That requires 2 sacrifices. Next is Swords of Revealing Light. Swords of Revealing Light, and this one's a little different from the ones you guys get in the starters. This is back in the traditional, and I'll read the description. Counting from your opponent's turn, none of your opponent's monsters can attack for 3 turns of his or her own. When this card is activated, opponents face down monsters at the time are turned face up, but remain in defensive position. Any effects the monsters may have are immediately activated. So I mean, it still does the same thing where you can stop your opponent for attacking for 3 turns, but there's just a little bit of alterations. The next one is Visor Diaz. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing this wrong. It is a 4-star, and he is 500 attack, 1200 defense. And when this card is normal summoned, select one monster your opponent controls. Destroy the monster during your 3rd standby phase after the summon. This card cannot be destroyed by battle until the effect is resolved, which is pretty sweet. Next is Spellbinding Circle. This is the original Spellbinding Circle. And it says, select one monster. As long as this card remains face up on the field, the selected monster cannot attack or change its battle position except by the effect of a magic trap or effect monster. When the selected monster is destroyed, this card is also destroyed. If the selected monster is offered as a tribute, this card is not destroyed. Magic Jammer. This is a counter trap card. It says, discard one card from your hand to the graveyard and negate the activation of a magic card and destroy it. Polymerization. This card you need to have the 2 fusion materials to be able to fuse the monster together. That's all. And then we have White Stone of Legend. It is a 300 attack, 250 defense, and it's a dragon and a tuner. So you guys can use this if you need to. If you use synchros, And when this card is sent from the graveyard, add one Blue Eyes White Dragon from your deck to your hand. Magic Cylinder. This basically just sends the attack that your opponent sent to you back at them. Sakurutsu Armor. This is when you can only activate this card when your opponent declares an attack. Destroy the attacking monster. Vorse Raider is a 4-star, 1900, 1200, and no effect. Insect Knight, another 4-star, another 1900, 1500. Maneater Bug, 2-star, 450 attack, 600 defense, and its effect only works if it's face down, and when it's flipped, you can destroy one monster on your opponent's side of the field, regardless of position. Goblin Attack Force, 4-star, 2300 attack, 0 defense. When you attack with that, it goes in defense position, so you better have something to back that up, otherwise you're going to lose life points. Next is Psychic Snail. It's a 4-star, 1900 attack, 1200 defense, and you just pay 800 life points to choose another psychic monster to attack. It's kind of stupid, but its attack's great. Archfiend Soldier, 4-star, 1900 attack, 1500 defense, no effect. Mad Dog of Darkness, another 4-star, 1900 attack, 1400 defense, no effect. Spear Cretin, 2-star, 500 attack, 500 defense, and when this card is flipped and sent to the graveyard, I get to bring back, and so do you, you get to bring back one monster from the graveyard, and you can bring it to the field. Next is United We Stand. It is a magic card. My bad. Magic card. I always get those mixed up. And what it does is it gives 800 attack points to the equipped monster. So let's say you had 2 level 4 monsters and then 1 really big monster that had need a sacrifice. Well, if you equipped it to that monster gets 800 plus another 800 plus another 800. So that thing's pretty beast. Next is Trap Jammer, and this card has it where you can only activate the card when your opponent activates a trap card during the battle phase. Negate the activation of the trap card and destroy it. It's not too bad. Now this one I can never pronounce. It's like Kassetai or something like that. Basically, whenever you go and get this monster attacks it when it's face down, it becomes an equipped card to that monster, and you get half of that monster's attack points that the card is equipped to. So it's pretty cool. And becomes your life points. Another Maneater Bug. Dark Hole. This destroys every monster on the field, including your own. Mystical Space Typhoon. You can destroy one magic or trap card on your opponent's side of the field. Fairy Meteor Crush. If you if you attach this to a monster of your own, and they have a monster in defense, so say you have a Blue Eyes White Dragon, who's 3000 attack, and they have a monster who either has 0 or whatever, and you use Fairy Meteor Crush, they'll take all that damage directly, so it's pretty sweet. Next is Penguin Soldier. This is a 2-star, and it's only 750 attack, 500 defense, and it has a flip effect. Once it's flipped, you return 2 monsters on your opponent's side of the field back to the owner's hand, so it's pretty cool. Another Blue Eyes White Dragon. Dimension Wall. Whenever your opponent attacks you, you just activate that card and it goes right back at them, so it's like a magic cylinder. 7 Tools of the Bandit. This is a traditional card. You have to pay 1000 life points to negate the activation of your trap card. Sengen. Sengen is a 3-star, 1000 attack, 600 defense, and you can bring a monster of 1500 or less from your deck to your hand, and then you have to shuffle it. You have to shuffle your deck. Monster Reborn. You can bring back one monster from either your graveyard or your opponent's to the field in any position. Another White Stone of Legend. Again, this brings one Blue Eyes White Dragon to your hand from your deck. Fortune Lady Earth. This is a pretty cool effect. Well, first, she is a 6-star, so it requires 1 sacrifice. And she is a 2400 attack, 2400 defense. And each standby phase, she goes up 400, and your opponent takes 400 until the card is fully maxed. So it's pretty sweet. Next is Trap Hole. This destroys any monster of 1000 points or more, excluding special summons. Tribute to the Doomed. Discard 1 card from your hand to destroy 1 card on the field, and that's a spell card. And there's my 3rd Blue Eyes White Dragon. And then I have Matza the Zapper. This card can attack twice. He's a 3-star and 1300 attack, 800 defense. And then I have Twin Sword Murata. This is a Jack Atlas card, and once per turn, after this card attacks a defense position monster, it can attack once more. During the battle phase, this attacking card and a defense position monster whose defense is lower than the attack of this card inflicted damage as battle damage to your opponent. So it's like the Fairy Meteor Crush. And then lastly is my Spear Dragon. He is a 4-star, 1900 attack, 0 defense. And he does the same thing that Fairy Meteor Crush does, where if you attack with it, then it goes and takes direct damage to your opponent depending on the difference between the attack and the defense. So that's the main stuff I use in my deck. If you guys didn't figure out yet, my fusion is the Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon, and it's a 4500 attack, 3800 defense. Occasionally I will go and use the Z Metal Tank, who is 1500, 1300, X-Head Cannon, who's also 4-star, 800, or 1800 and 1500, and then Y Dragon Head, and that is a 4-star, 1500, 1600, and then I'll fuse them together for the XYZ Dragon Cannon. And that's pretty much it. So if anyone has any questions or comments, feel free to just send them to me. And I just want to say, for all you haters that may comment this, there's no reason to hate. You know, we like this, you like whatever you like. We may not want to grow up, but it's fun. So just deal with it. We don't bug you on whatever stuff you're into. Anyways, if you guys have any questions, comments, send them on to this, and also check out my channel for other videos that I've done. Maybe some of them have interested you. And I thank you guys all for watching, and please subscribe.